Importance of people of Indian origin. Rare coincidence of Indian links in US presidential elections. It is natural that Indian leaders should not get involved in such matters because such a situation becomes like a double-edged sword. It is good that Indian political parties have started forming their cells abroad as well. NRIs have full right to interfere in the political activities of India. However, parties should also show some restraint in mobilizing them.
आप देख रहे हैं यूनिवर्सल न्यूज टुडे।
The whole world is currently looking at the US presidential elections. This time the election has a rare coincidence of Indian links. While the current Vice President Kamala Harris is very close to becoming the presidential candidate from the Democratic Party, J.D. Vance, who has been nominated by the Republican Party for the post of Vice President, his wife Usha Vance also has roots in India. Both Harris and Usha are second-generation Americans. Vance has very cordial relations with his in-laws, so naturally Usha will play an important role in her husband's campaign. Harris directly and Usha indirectly have become a part of the list of people of Indian origin who are making their presence felt in high political positions in Western countries. This list is very long. Rishi Sunak of Indian origin was the Prime Minister of Britain till some time ago. His wife Akshata Murthy is also of Indian origin, who is the daughter of veteran entrepreneur N.R. Narayana Murthy. Rishi and Akshata never hid their faith in Hinduism. Ireland and Portugal have also been led by leaders whose roots were partially of Indian origin. Former Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar's father was Indian, while former Portuguese Prime Minister Antonio Costa's father was partially Indian. People of Indian origin are also leaving their mark on Canadian politics. Apart from this, people of Indian origin have led governments in Mauritius, Guyana, Fiji and Trinidad and Tobago. Most of these leaders feel connected to India, but it should never be forgotten that their top priority is linked to the fulfillment of their national interests. This was clearly seen in the recent case of Sunak. During his tenure, neither the talks on the free trade agreement could move forward nor was there any agreement on the extradition of fugitives like Vijay Mallya. Not only this, his government also failed to curb anti-India Khalistani elements. This shows that the kind of enthusiasm and joy that is seen in some sections of India on the emergence of such people on the political scene does not result in any kind of political or diplomatic benefit for India. The circumstances say that a clear view is necessary regarding Indians living abroad. To fulfill this objective, we have to understand the difference between people of Indian origin i.e. PO and non-resident Indians i.e. NRI. Of these, NRIs are completely Indian and the government is completely responsible for the protection and welfare of their interests, while PIOS are foreigners, who are counted as OCI card holders as a kind of undeclared citizen of India. This often creates confusion. The Indian Constitution does not recognize dual nationality. Therefore, when an Indian becomes a citizen of another country, his Indian citizenship automatically ends. Therefore, OCI card holders do not have any political rights. These card holders have extended visas for India and they can participate in the Indian economy to a much larger extent than other foreign citizens. In such a situation, it would be better to give some new name to the OCI card, so that there is no scope for any kind of confusion. The BJP government has paid a lot of attention to establishing links between people of Indian origin and India. In this connection, along with annual events like Pravasi Bharatiya Divas, Pravasi Bharatiya Samman are also given. There is no harm in cultivating the Indian cultural roots of PIOS to enrich them. PIOS should also be given every possible opportunity for economic ties with India, so that they can get mutual benefits. Along with this, we should also accept that the Indians who once went abroad as laborers have also adopted the local culture. If we take the example of Mauritius, The elderly PIOS there may still speak Bhojpuri, but their younger generation has adopted the Creole language, which is spoken by most Mauritians. This process reflects the maturity of the migrant community. In countries like America, migrant communities are given the scope to create their own lobby, so that they can become a medium to establish political links between their native country and America. The most powerful lobby there is that of the Jews, which works for Israel. India should also not hesitate to cooperate with Indian PO organizations and should make efforts to strengthen the Indian lobby there, which has already become quite strong. This lobby played an important role in the nuclear deal. That deal changed the direction of India-America relations. The same was seen in many European countries, especially Britain. However, politically active PIOS may have different views on some issues which can cause discomfort. This was seen in the US and Canada regarding Khalistan. India should also not doubt the loyalty of PIOS towards their countries because in such a situation, their association with India will become a cause of harm rather than benefit. Many times, foreign leaders also want to take advantage of the popularity of an Indian leader among PIOS.